For years, if you wanted a proper luxury flagship, you went to Germany. You bought a Mercedes S-Class if you were a dictator, a BMW 7 Series if you were a tech mogul, or an Audi A8 if you were, well, an Audi driver. But then came Genesis, a brand that started as a Hyundai model and now they produce their own cars. And this is their flagship, the 2026 G90. But is it actually any good? Or is it just a very large, very shiny Hyundai? Look at it. It's proper flagship huge. The front is dominated by a crest grille so large it could be used as a medieval shield. And it's flanked by these two-line LED headlamps that use micro lens array technology. For 2026, it gets the Prestige Black Edition. It's $121,500 Canadian. For that, they've taken all of the chrome and banished it to the Phantom Zone. The badges, the trim, even the 21-inch wheels, it's all blacker than the heart of a tax inspector. Under this enormous clamshell hood, the G90 doesn't get a V8. Apparently that offends environmentalists or something. Anyway, what it does have is a 3.5-liter twin turbocharged V6 with a 48-volt electric supercharger. The result is 409 horsepower and 405 pound-feet of torque. The electric supercharger's job is to fill in the gap while the turbos wake up. In the real world, this means that you don't really accelerate so much as just proceed. Every time that you put your foot down, the car doesn't give you a kick to the backside. What it does is take very far away places and brings them closer to you. The engine is paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission and standard all-wheel drive here in Canada. It's plenty fast with a 0 to 100 km/h time of around 5 seconds. But the purpose of this big car isn't to be fast. Its purpose is to provide a smooth ride, and it delivers. It comes with air suspension and adaptive dampers along with a forward-facing camera that scans the road ahead. If it sees a bump or a pothole, it immediately softens the damper so that you don't feel that impact inside the cabin. On top of that, the air suspension lowers the car at higher speeds to improve aerodynamics, and there's a button inside the cabin that allows the driver to raise the car when you're on a gravel road driving towards your backcountry estate. Other technologies to help with the smooth and comfortable drive include road noise active noise control. This uses sensors and microphones to detect the roar of the tires against the road and pump in an inverted sound wave through the 23-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system to reduce that harsh noise. There's also chauffeur mode, which softens the initial bite of the brakes to ensure that the passengers don't feel a neck-snapping jolt under braking. With all of these things that have been added into the G90, it has made it quite heavy. But it's actually not that cumbersome to drive. When you take it through turns, it actually has composure. Of course, I'm not saying that it's a sporty luxury sedan like the Mercedes S63 AMG, but it also doesn't feel like a land yacht either. In sport mode, the same adaptive air suspension firms up and limits a bit more of the body roll. The engine response is sharpened and the transmission holds gears for longer. There's also rear wheel steering to help with maneuverability, especially when you try to park this behemoth. But driving this car is one thing. Being a passenger in it is a totally different experience. First off, I don't need to close the door like a normal person. I can just push this button and the door closes by itself. and all 4 doors can do this. Back here, I also have reclining seats with a footrest, and these seats are also heated, ventilated, and massaging. On this center console, there's a wireless phone charging pad, a small screen that allows me to change various different parameters back here, like the seats or the sunshades or even the radio. And there's a UV cleaner in the armrest for your smartphone. Plus, if you don't want lesser people staring into the back of your G90, it has power sunshades both on the side windows and on the back. This is luxury. But your chauffeur can enjoy some of the same features in the front. Those seats are also heated, ventilated, and massaging. There are multiple climate zones, each with their own fan speed. There's even a fragrance system that can be pumped through the climate. There's a wireless charging pad up front too, and that 23-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system that I mentioned earlier with rising speakers out of the dashboard. To help with driving, the Genesis G90 has a lot of driver and safety aids. One of my favorite is Highway Driving Assist 2. On certain highways, this system can keep the car centered in the lane, it can make lane changes, and of course, adjust the vehicle speed. It's not a hands-free system, but you can go for short periods without touching the steering wheel. The car also has Remote Smart Parking Assist 2. This can detect perpendicular or parallel parking spots even by looking for the parking lines on the road, and then it'll park itself. But the clever bit is that once it detects a spot, you can get out of the car and use the remote to complete the parking maneuver. So the Genesis G90 is smarter than all of us. It offers more comfort than a business class seat. It's quiet, it's well put together, and it makes you feel like as though you're more important than you actually are. This is no longer just a good alternative. This, I think, is genuinely one of the best luxury cars on sale today. And if you'd like to learn more about this 2026 Genesis G90, I have a more detailed written review of it over on my website. You can find that link in the video description or click on the pop-up banner right up there. And as always, I will see you in the next car, truck, or most likely it'll be an SUV next time, though probably not as smart as this one. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one. Perfect.